Hi, welcome back to the channel. We're working on my 2003 Z4 E85. It's almost all sorted out. The next big project is going to be repairing the front suspension. There are some control arm bushings that are real worn. So we're going to jack up the car, we'll get underneath, and I'll show you what needs to be fixed. Okay, she's safely supported on jack stands. Before I take off the wheels, I'm just going to put the camera underneath and show you what's going on with the control arms bushings. Yeah, see that move? There's that control arm bushing that's pretty worn out. Okay, there's the plastic shield that's on the front of the car and the metal one that's a little farther back. Those were 16 millimeter bolts that needed to come off and 7 millimeter little screws that held that one on. That one certainly needs a big clean. There's a lot of oil and rocks. Okay, so here is that control arm and the control arm bushing. And theoretically, we can undo these two 16 millimeter, and this will drop it down, and then we can pull this off and put the new one on. The challenge is going to be getting this bushing off of the control arm. Theoretically, we just undo these two 16 millimeter bolts. It drops down and we can pull it off. We'll see if I need to run to the parts store for the puller tool or if I can devise another way of getting this off the end of the control arm. Here we go. Okay, so that's off. How tight is this on there? Yeah, so there's a tool for this. Don't think it's supposed to be this loose. Will it just wiggle off? That would be great. Oh, that smells terrible. Oy. Okay, well, I got that part off, but I still got the inner part stuck on there. Wow. Shoot. It's moving. Yeah, just have to cut that rubber through. Let's get a knife. All right, it's coming. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, the Dremel tool cutting through the metal in the end worked out. I would think I was working on this for, I don't know, 35, 45 minutes. So it wasn't the most frustrating job in the world, but certainly would have been easier with the right tool. But lesson learned. Now I can clean that up, smooth off that little divot I took out on the aluminum, and put on the new part. I think that's pretty good. So I've heard the best method to put the new bushing onto the end of the control arm is with a lot of dish soap. So let's lube that up and hopefully slide on the new part without too much trouble. Okay, here's some dish soap, and here are the new parts. These are the male Miley. I don't know how to say it. It's German HD. I think these should be a good replacement, maybe slightly better than the originals. And they are marked left and right. So yeah, here's the left one. And I want to make sure I get these the right orientation. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right, so I got it on, pulling from the front, not the back. I think we're going to stop there for today. Wasn't too terrible job for the first time doing it. Question is, should I do that side the same way? I think so. Now I know how to do it. Just pull apart the rubber part and then cut it with the Dremel. That was doable. So there you go. Day one of the control arm bushing project. And now I think I'm going to go have a beer. Good morning. It's day two. I've got another short amount of time before I have to get off to work. So I thought I'd finish up with the control arm bushing project. I'm just going to torque down the left side and then get onto the right side. Now I have a technique of removing the control arm bushing, even though I don't have the proper tool. But hopefully the right side comes off a little easier than the left. And let's get to it. Okay, there it goes. Now if I use the same Dremel technique, it should come off. Trim away some of the rubber I don't need. Actually, I heard a little pop, and I think that's the metal breaking into two sections. Yeah, look at that. So now I should be able to lever this off because it's cut now. Okay, I think I'm making some progress here. On the spot for the screwdriver. I can kind of just twist it. Hey, okay. Well, there it is. You can see where I Dremel through it. Kind of, soft aluminum, I guess. So if you've got the Dremel and your control arm bushings are as damaged as mine are, that's not the most difficult technique in the world. Just kind of twist this off so it separates and then cut through the metal here, and then you can yank it off. So now we'll clean this up a little bit and put the new piece on. Soap it up. Soap up in there. Gonna go like that. Okay, here's the new control arm bushing pressed onto the end of the control arm. The soapy dish soap technique works pretty well, but takes a lot of force to push it all the way on, and then you gotta line up the bolts so they go in to the correct location. So we'll just tighten everything down, torque it, put on the under trays, and take it for a road test. Nice, well that's the control arm bushing job done. The car's back on the ground. I think it went pretty well. I definitely learned a lot doing the left side, so it made doing the right side smoother. Maybe a puller tool is easier, but I had the Dremel tool on hand, and I also had that torch. So in the end, I think it worked out okay based on the tools I had and kind of my DIY experience. So all that's left is to get cleaned up and take the car for a road test and see how it handles. When I first got the car, I did notice the check engine light and the rough idle, but right off the bat I also felt that there was a little clunk and a play in the suspension. When I came to a stop, there was kind of a movement, so I knew something was wrong, and then it turned out it was those control arm bushings. Now we've got the new ones in, and things feel real tight. Now the Z4 is pretty much all sorted. Got the oil leaks repaired, just that one big one from the oil filter housing gasket, and did all the maintenance, filters and whatnot. And now we've got the suspension all sorted.